He's right behind me. There's another one popping out over here. He's right there. All right, y'all, so we just got back from our Midwest adventure. We went from Kansas to Missouri to Illinois. So 2 years in a row now, I have gotten home, checked my cameras, not a whole lot going on. Go to the grocery store and a big buck shows up. That big buck stopped showing up almost immediately. Now I have another small piece that was really kind of dead. I don't know if the rut happened while we were gone, but all of a sudden some does started showing up, and I had a good looking older buck. His rack isn't giant, but he's definitely a mature older deer. He showed up probably 3 times during the day, and it's been the past 2 days. This morning he was not in there, so it is the afternoon. I decided I'm going to go slip in there. Maybe he'll screw up. If I can sneak in there, I got a ground blind set up. He may come in right there at dark, and we might get a shot. Let's go see what we can make happen. But first, honeydews. I have to take the garbage out for Taylor. Garbage. Every time I take it out, I forget to open the damn lid. Makes it very difficult. Okie dokie. Let's go. What are you doing?
What is that?
Mine. Yeah, it's not yours. I'm gonna go shoot a deer. What do you think?
Say good luck.
Well, neighborhood was busy today. That is my nephew. He will be a future hunter one day, hopefully. His daddy just got lucky and shot a giant one out in Missouri. Go check that out as well. I shot my first bow buck on film in Kansas, so now I'm going for my second one. This property, I got permission to hunt on it finally after like 4 years of trying to find a place around here to hunt. We actually hayed the place next to it, and I did not have permission, and like an idiot I put a camera up just to see what was there. Probably the biggest deer I've ever seen in Florida, of course. So that was probably 4 years ago. I finally got permission last year to hunt out here, and I put this ground blind up and I never hunted. I just been too busy. This year I sat one time and saw 0. The deer here are super hard to pattern. They just kind of come and go in waves, it seems like. This buck has been in and out of here quite a bit lately. He wasn't here last night. There was one here at dark, and the cameras, you know, they don't take the greatest pictures right at dusk, so I don't think it was him. So we're going to go hop in there and see. This will be, if I can make it happen, the first buck that I've ever killed in Florida. It's pulled up, and they're kind of clearing out some of their property here. It's maybe a 15-acre piece. It's kind of like, it's not city hunting. It's a lot of activity going on, let's just say that. But the deer are kind of used to that, so we're just going to give it a try and see. I mean, it may be like a right before dark kind of thing, but I'll show you how close we are to, like, they actually have someone staying here on a camper. But, you know, deer are kind of used to it. There you go. So they trimmed a bunch of limbs and they're piling up in this pile. And I will be hunting back this way. Let's go hop in the stand. Back in this corner, because we're about 150 to 200 yards away from where all that activity is going. We're not urban deer hunting, but we're not also on a big private lease, right? It's like 15 or 20 acres. I am in the corner of the property line right here. There's about 100 acres that way. Out in front of me is the property line as well, which is a 25-acre piece that we used to cut. It's very overgrown now. I mean, really overgrown. It is the thickest, nastiest stuff. On the other side of it, there's about 80 acres, a perfect rectangle. And then bordering all of that, kind of catty corner to where I'm at, is a rock quarry. It's an active quarry, but this side of it's kind of mined out, so they have some safety over here. Even though all that's going on over there, the deer are going to come from in front of me to my left, maybe a little to the right, but not from over where all the activity is. So that in itself is the problem. Hunting these small pieces, you really have nowhere to set up except for like one good spot, right? You find that one good spot, and then you can't guarantee what's going on because I didn't know they were doing this. So I finally moved some stuff around, got time to sit over here, and all kinds of crap's going on. But again, it's called hunting. We just got to come over here and sit, see what happens. I'm optimistic though, since the cameras didn't have anything on this morning, that maybe something will show up over here. So apparently, if you can hear in the background, it's National Chainsaw Day. The one day I decided to come over here. There you go. There it goes. It's chains jammed. There we go. There he goes. I'm just going to come during the week from now on. Alright, y'all. Chainsaw's running, and I actually see a deer coming this way. He's right behind me. That deer's 30 yards from me right now. All this going on, he could care less. This guy's behind me on the tractor, just dumping this gigantic tree he just cut down with the tractor. That deer's right here, but he knows they can't see him. He's pinned right here. He's 30 yards from me right now. So instead of coming out in the opening, he just shot over here because he knows all this is going on. He slipped over there, and now he's perfectly safe. I'm telling you, it's like all kinds of shit's going on around me. I think once all this dies down, it's a good sign he's not moving. Maybe once all this racket's done, the bigger one will come out. It's so noisy. He's still right there feeding. He's right behind me. There's another one popping out over here. He's right there. Right there. I can't tell what it is. There's deer running around over by my truck, right? Like by all the activity. There's 2 spikes in here. They kind of caught me off guard. Y'all, this guy is still behind me, picking up branches and shit. It is like well past dark. You can see, dark. He's still back here. Pretty eventful night. I have not sat there many times. That's the most deer I've ever seen because I have seen none sitting there. So I call that a success. Heard some grunting, which I was actually kind of surprised. So it's a bunch of does I get on camera and not a ton of bucks. So that big one is in the area. All this activity, all the younger ones are coming out. You know, I assume he's smart enough to hang back and wait till after all this stops, so he'll be out tonight. I bet I'll get pictures of him on camera. It's been a couple days since I sat here, and they were having the deforestation going on, and the guy behind me dragging all the trees over with his tractor, and this guy over here piling up crap till after dark, after I had already come back to the truck, but I still saw deer. So I haven't got a buck on camera here in 2 days, but I did have 7 does in here last night. I've noticed, it's not a guarantee, but every time it seems like the does are in here, the bucks show up. The only way to know is to go here and sit. Oh my God. Grab my hat because my head is cold because it's chilly. I have hunted over here 10 times, at least 10 sits now, and I just cannot get these bucks figured out here. I have one specific buck that I am coming in here looking for. That's not him. Still, that is a good deer for this area, and that is the first Florida whitetail buck that I have ever shot. He was a good deer, nice 8-point. He's about 100 yards over there. I seen him crash hard, so boom. So that is actually the first buck, not only in Florida, but out of a ground blind. I have never shot a buck with a bow out of a ground blind. So this is a double first. First bow buck out of the ground blind and first Florida buck. So the adrenaline's going. Guys, it's crazy how every deer is just, that's the first Florida deer, huge accomplishment. Compared to the deer we're chasing in Kansas, Missouri, it's a little guy. But in Florida, we don't have huge deer, But if you guys don't get amped up over whatever you're shooting, whether it's a 4-point or a 14-point, you guys need to get into a different hobby. So, the ground blind. He was right here. I set this up for a 20-yard shot. Like I said, it has been here long enough to where they're so used to it, I can get right up on them. Didn't even think to look over at me. So, let's go see if we can find the arrow. The arrow might be over here on the fence where I ran. We got some blood. Got to thinking about it. Kind of on this hill where I'm shooting, since I'm in the ground blind. If I got to pass through, that arrow could be anywhere over there in the woods. Because usually if I'm with a tree stand and I shoot down, it's going to stick on the ground. I don't think I'm going to find this thing. But I am going to show you the direction the deer ran. I've already got buzzards showing up. I am going to go with that's being a good sign. I'm going to give it a full hour just because there's pretty good blood where I hit him. Kind of goes about 50 yards, peters out. You can see he jumped the fence. I didn't go over the fence yet and look over there, so I figured I'd wait a little bit. When he jumped the second fence, it looked like he crashed hard. So we're just gonna sit here, hang tight for another 15-20 minutes and see if we can go find him. This is where he jumped the fence. We're just gonna ease over there real quiet to that other fence. You aren't gonna believe this. He broke off his horn. Unbelievable. What the heck? And I gotta go hunt a horn down. This big tree right here, he ran into the tree and it snapped it off. So I followed the blood back away from where he was laying. Hard to see in the sun, but you see that? Right here. That's deer hair. Where he slammed into the tree. There's some blood all right here. And look right over here. There you go. Snapped it. Look at that. Clean snap, guys. That's crazy. All the years of hunting, I have never had one do that. In a European, so when I do that, I'll just screw it back on and we'll have us a nice, my first buck, a nice European mount. Let's get him out of here. Always something. It's been that year for me. Good little Florida deer though. I'm happy with him. I gotta get him over this fence by myself. Oh, I think I can go under. I'm going under. I love it when a plan comes together. Finally got it done, guys. First whitetail buck in Florida. Let's go get Kendall Kay and see what she thinks. She's kind of on the fence about deer right now.
Whoa!
Come
What
here.
is it?
What is that? What is that face?
What did Daddy get?
What is that?
What do you think? What is that? Deer?
Deer? Say deer? Say, is that deer? Yeah.
Say good job, Dad.
Oh man, now Dad's gotta go get a bigger one, huh? Yep. Say bigger. Yeah, deer.
Good job, babe.
What?
What do you think?
What is that?
Here's your cheese puff
Yeah.
hands.
No, ma'am. So yeah, that's how he was laying when I found him, and I was like, what in the hell's going on?
Good job.
Sure enough, he snapped it.
It's crazy.
What happened?
Pee?
You wanna hold it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You want? Oh, man.
Oh.
She's still warming up to the deer. All right, we gotta get this thing skinned up, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull the grinder out of storage. We're gonna get some Wagyu fat, and we're gonna make a bunch of ground venison, and I'll probably do some jerky. So we're gonna go ahead and do some episodes on that.
Good job.